solution. Mohamed Abdulshafi is a human rights advocate and he joins me now from Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us, sir. Let's just start about talking, but talk with who when the Transitional Military Council have deported some political leaders, killed others via their proxy, the RSF. I mean, trust in these talks will be the major issue, even before talks about a transfer of power.
Yes, this is very critical situation and a critical condition on Sudan right now due to the high pressure put on the MTC after the dispersal of the protests sitting on June 3rd. There's a very strong international condemnation and reaction from African Union, UN Security Council, Europe, and the United States. Yesterday, the Ethiopian Special Envoy make a press statement and say that both parties agreed to reach. However, the Sudanese Professional Association and Freedom and Change Forces have stated that accountability and justice for the crimes committed on June 3rd and before are necessary before any talk takes place. So it is not clear if there will be a direct talk or there will be like kind of indirect mediation. For the time being, the MTC or the military junta agreed to make some kind of arrangement for the accountability. I think they make a statement trying to exonerate themselves and say that there is some military members that committed those crimes.
Okay, well, we'll see.
The leaders
Mr. Abdulshafi, Mr. Abdulshafi, let me just interrupt there, because we will see what happens in the discussions as to who blames who about what, where and how. But let's just talk about the effects then of the civil disobedience and general strike, the shutdown that we've seen in the last 3 days, in conjunction with the Ethiopian mediation that we've also seen these past few days. Was it the mediation that worked from Ethiopia, or was it the general strike? What's your general feeling, and what's the word that you're hearing from your contacts on the ground about what was the real turning point into where we are right now?
The turning point is that the MTC, after what they were thinking that simply dispersing the protesters from the sitting in the military headquarters will be the end of the resistance. However, they were not aware that this resistance and this protest is being deeply enshrined in the society from different areas. And people were able to carry on the protest and commit to execute one of the largest and most successful protests nationwide from east, west to the center in 2 days. And I think that was the most stronger hit to the MTC, and it really realizes this power are very limited and they cannot control the country without a negotiation. So I think the strike worked harder, but also the international reaction on what was happened on June 3rd was one of the fearing factors for the MTC or the military junta to seek solutions and accept any kind of intervention to solve the problem.
OK, well, there, for the moment, we will leave it. Mohamed Abdulshafi, thanks for joining us from Washington, D.C.